Good afternoon. I'm looking for the sanatorium under the palms. Am I in the right place?
Good afternoon to you, too. Yes, as far as the name is concerned, you're in the right place.
As far as the name is concerned?
Well, it's the same with institutions as it is with political parties. The name isn't always the main concern.
How come? There are a bunch of palm trees here, aren't there?
Sure, there are palm trees here, but let's leave it at that. I've already said too much. How can I help you?
Oh, come on. What's going on here? What isn't right?
Nothing. I mean everything. Oh, it doesn't matter. What do you want?
That's a shame. I'm looking for a man named Manuel Perez. He's supposedly a patient here.
Ah, yes, could be. I don't know the patients. Go to reception on the left side. I'm sure someone can help you there. And if I can offer you a word of advice, be careful.
What? Why?
Just because. You look like you could use the warning, but be that as it may, I have to go back to my painting. Good luck.
You paint during your shift?
Yeah, sure. If there's nothing to do, I paint a couple of pictures. Some of them are then hung up in the clinic.
Is there really that little to do?
What do you think? We don't exactly have concerts or events where thousands of people line up the night before. I've been working here for 2 years, and you are, if I haven't miscounted, you are the third visitor.
Oh. What do you usually paint?
Everything, really. Although, if I have to be honest, everything isn't necessarily a lot. At some point, you just run out of ideas when you can only paint from one position. So far, I've painted lots of palm trees, blades of grass, and even butterflies in various positions. I'm starting to get sick of it. I paint extra slow, you know. I used to paint a picture in 30 minutes. Now I take 30 hours, just to postpone the problem of choosing the next subject for the picture.
Well, then I wish you... What should I wish for?
Wish that we have a thunderstorm. Maybe some of the palm trees will fall down, and then I would have something new to paint.
Okay. Then I wish you have a thunderstorm.
Thanks. And if you happen to run across a great idea, then please let me know.
A little while ago, you said that something wasn't right with this institution.
Me? No, I never said that.
But...
The weather is beautiful today, isn't it?
Yes, it's gorgeous. I understand. I'll leave you alone with your muse now.
Thanks. I'm still waiting for the kiss.
From me or from the muse?
Both.
Hello? Are you a member of the staff?
Me? No, heaven forbid. I'm here to repave the courtyard with asphalt. But to do that, I have to remove the old asphalt first. It's terribly hard work in this heat. I can tell you that.
I can imagine. By the way, I'm Nina.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Bernard.
Did you notice anything unusual about the Institute?
What do you mean by unusual? A couple of mentally challenged and a couple of doctors in a narrow room? At some point, it's difficult to differentiate between doctors and patients.
I feel the same way about dog owners. But did you notice anything unusual?
Apart from the fact that one of them is always screaming, screeching, or makes strange noises, truth be told, the Institute scares me a little.
Can you describe it a little more?
I don't know exactly. I just don't like it here. As soon as it gets dark, I make sure that I leave. And there isn't enough money in the world to get me to go in there.
Someone like him admitting just like that he is afraid without having a real reason for it? I should be cautious if I want to continue looking around here. Why is the courtyard being repaved? It still looks good. I've seen streets at home that look much worse.
No idea. You're right, though. It really isn't worthwhile for just a couple of patients. Whatever. I don't really care.
Who hired you?
Some Italian-American, Massimo Gattuso or something like that.
Massimo Gartuzzo?
Yes. He wants the courtyard to be finished in 3 days. It's completely unrealistic.
But you don't know why this courtyard is supposed to be repaved?
No.
Strange. How come someone like Massimo Gartuzzo has the rear yard of a net house in a Cuban hick town surfaced with asphalt? regarding your break.
Are you gonna deny me my break?
Oh, no, of course not.
Good. It's short enough as it is. The old lady will start smoking again soon, and then my work starts again.
What do you mean?
The cook. As soon as I see black coming out of the chimney back there again, I have to go back to work.
Smoke as a signal to get back to work? That somehow seems familiar to me. Don't you have a watch?
Nah, I don't need one. The old lady is accurate down to the last second.
Do you know a man named Manuel Perez?
Who's that?
One of the people inside.
A patient?
Yes.
No idea. I haven't had any contact with them. It's prohibited by the management.
You have a bit of a stutter. Am I correct to assume that it's caused by a childhood trauma? Or did your first girlfriend disappoint you? What tragic story is behind it?
Have you ever worked 10 hours with a jackhammer and then tried to speak halfway normal?
Oh, no, not that I know of.
I thought so. Otherwise, you wouldn't ask a question like that.
Well, then enjoy the rest of your break.
I will.
The writing says, "Caution. The management of this institution received reports that in recent times strange figures in black robes were seen in the vicinity of the institution. Anyone who has seen something conspicuous or unusual is to report this immediately to the director of the institute, Dr. Charleroi. Figures in black robes. They really appear to follow me everywhere. I have to finally find out who they are and what they really want. There are huge notches in it. It looks like somebody wildly attacked it with an axe. I hope I don't meet this someone. It's full of dirty laundry. I'll pile the pieces of wood like I would have learned in the Girl Scouts, had I joined them. A bunch of fresh herbs and spices. I'll just take one of them with me. The selection is done according to the proven method of random chance. Good afternoon.
Hello?
I'm looking for a man named Perez. Manuel Perez. He's supposed to be a patient here. May I speak with him?
Perez? Yeah, he's here. And who are you?
I am Nina Castro. I think it would be better if I did not tell the whole world my name. As long as I don't know who's behind my father's kidnapping, it's better to be too careful than not enough.
Sorry, you can't come in here without a special permit.
But it's really important.
Important? It's really important for me to keep my job and my health. And naturally, my incomparable good looks. That's what's really important.
I'm not asking you to release him. I just want to talk to him for a second.
Listen up, darling. Now that Mr. Gartuso has the say and Nicole Charleroi was put in charge, we all have to really watch ourselves.
Massimo Gartuso? The American billionaire with a gigantic mobile phone company?
That's the one. And in Cuba, the saying goes, whoever pays decides what's for dinner. Is there anything else I can do for you?
The music sure is loud.
Yeah, great, isn't it? I just got the disc and I've been listening to it non-stop for the last 3 days. It really keeps me going. It even makes it fun to clean. Actually, I wanted to be a dancer, but the market in this region is pretty saturated. So I had to invent a new discipline. Rhythmic cleaning. I clean to the exact beat of the music. It also helps fight fatigue. I came up with it a few weeks ago and have been perfecting my technique ever since. We'll see. Maybe if politics doesn't pan out, I can maybe offer a few courses for housewives. I think the demand for it is probably pretty high.
Yeah, I bet it is. Are you afraid of your boss?
Me? Why should I?
I just had the impression.
It's misleading. It's definitely misleading.
She does want to talk. All I have to do is tickle her a little bit. The boss isn't even here, so you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that's also what Pedro thought, but then...
And then?
Nothing. Leave me alone.
This Nicole Charleroi is pressuring the workers to such a degree that they are almost shitting their pants from fear. I hope I won't have to clash with her on top of everything else. You said something about if politics doesn't pan out. You're a politician?
Not yet, and I stress the word yet. There is an election in 2 weeks and I want to run.
As a politician?
Yeah, sure. Anything against it?
No, of course not. So you think you have a good chance?
Yes, I think so. I am staggeringly gorgeous, and I have already, let's just say, convinced 20% of the voters.
Oh.
But I don't want to be just one of many. I want to be the next female mayor. Unfortunately, I still need some more votes for that, but I'll get them. If only I knew how to get them.
Oh, you want to jump straight to being the mayor. How modest. What's your election platform?
Platform? No one reads it anyway. The only problem is that I just have 2 weeks and I'm still behind 120 men.
Yeah, that's cutting it close. Maybe you should try getting a platform after all.
Oh, it's much too expensive and no one is interested anyway. I just have to be able to convince more people all at once of my qualifications is all.
You mean...
Yeah, well, do you have a better idea?
I'll think about it. If I think of something, I'll let you know. Massimo Cartuzzo has bought himself a mental asylum in a sleepy town in Cuba. Don't you find that a bit strange?
I have my own theories, but I'd rather keep them to myself.
Come on, it could be really important.
Nothing is so important that a person could end up like...
Yes?
Nothing. Don't you think rhythmic cleaning would be a great business concept?
There are so many weird things happening here that I don't know where I should start being astonished. I have the feeling that it has to do with something real big. Unfortunately, my feelings do not tell me what that is. Then I'll leave you to your hip swing again. Hello. That's a nice house of cards you're building there.
Yeah. And now be quiet or the thing will fall again.
You look pretty determined. Are you getting money for this house of cards?
Money? No, not money. Glory. I'll be like my ancestors and go down in history.
As a house of cards builder?
Yes. Shay started the same way.
Che Guevara?
No. Chevrolet.
Okay, I understand. I'm going.
Okay. I have to hurry anyway before the earthquake starts again.
Earthquake?
Yeah, every afternoon. Just before I finish the tallest house of cards in the world, an earthquake comes and ruins everything again. But this time, I'll make it.
Can I borrow the copier for a second?
Sure. Bring down my house of cards, steal my glory, my pride, my last bit of self-respect. The spark of hope in my dreary routine, the little bit...
Yeah, okay. I'll just wait until you're finished. Nicole Charleroi. She's the director of the institute here, right?
Is she here?
No, I don't think so.
Whew. Don't scare me like that again.
Are you afraid of her?
Me? No, of course not. Shay was also never afraid. On the other hand, Shay also never had anything to do with psychopathic scientists.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
This institution gives a somewhat, well, strange impression. Was it always like that? Could you tell me a bit about it? Maybe you've noted something in particular.
Sure I can, but I won't. Otherwise I'll end up like... Oh, doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. Otherwise, you'll end up like whom?
Just like people who ask too many questions.
Watch out that your house of cards doesn't fall down.
Yeah, make sure you don't bring down my house of cards.
The record turns more slowly due to the weight. Still, sounds pretty good. Hello, what's your muse up to?
Something that all women do, taking her time.
Nurse Sabrina, what do you think of her?
If I would tell you, you would say I was sexist.
Yes, her assets are apparently very apparent. And otherwise?
Otherwise, I unfortunately don't know her very well. Women of her caliber don't mess around with average-looking gatekeepers.
You just have to convince her of your qualities.
And those would be?
Well,
Yeah, thanks for the chat.
could you perhaps paint a portrait of Nurse Sabrina?
Yeah, I guess so. Just a second. I've run out of black. I can't paint without black.
Okay, I'll take care of it. How long do you need?
Probably half a day.
You have 30 minutes.
There's no way. I need at least 3 hours.
Agreed. You have 1 hour.
It's no wonder that contemporary painters have never been able to equal the masters, if the artists are constantly rushed like this. At least Sabrina can't be rushed. A few minutes ago, she danced so fast that a portrait of her would have been completely impossible to do. But she has apparently put on a slower record, so it shouldn't be a problem anymore.
The woman in charge. What is she really like?
Miss Charleroi? No idea. I don't have any contact with her. She greets me when she arrives in the morning. I usually don't see her at night because she often stays in the institute until really late.
Any peculiarities?
Like I said, I almost never see her.
I'll leave you alone with your muse now.
Thanks. I'm still waiting for the kiss.
From me or...
Both.
I knew that these kinds of pseudo-magazines could help in many situations. It is really astonishing how the old tricks continue to work again and again. Hard at work, I see.
Well, anyone who works hard is allowed to take a break once in a while.
You're entitled. Isn't your break done?
No, why?
I thought as soon as smoke comes out of the chimney...
If it's white smoke, that means the cook's still cooking. If it's black smoke, that the food is finished. And so is my break.
Oh. Well, then enjoy the rest of your break.
I will.
I can't even walk across hot coals, let alone reach into burning fires. I think I will have to pull the coals out of the fire. I didn't find any black paint. Do you think a piece of coal will work too?
Yes. Coal should work too.
Do you have everything you need for the portrait now?
Yes, I think so. She's a little hard to see from here, but I'll try. It looks great, considering it was painted in 60 minutes. I think I've outdone myself again. Don't you think?
Yes, it's really nice. And her best features are emphasized perfectly. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. I'll put the masterpiece in a bag for you so it doesn't get dirty.
I'll leave you alone with your muse now.
Thanks.
From me,
Both.
the portrait of... Look at this. What do you think?
Oh, that's pretty. And the woman is a knockout. Oh, that's me. Oh, I always knew I was pretty, but so stunning.
Yeah, and so modest. I thought you could use it as a campaign poster.
Yeah, great idea. But one isn't enough, is it?
Women, give them a hand and they'll rip off the whole arm. If I help you out with a few more pictures, you have to help me too, okay?
Yeah, okay. And I also promise no new taxes.
Exactly. And no one wants to build a wall. I can already see you could make a really good politician. I'll see if I can come up with a few more campaign posters. Then I'll leave you to your hip swing again.
No!
The earthquake has begun. Nina, sometimes you are really bad. I used up all the copier paper. That should be enough for a campaign to cover all of Cuba. Here are the campaign posters. There's no longer anything standing in the way of your political career.
Beautiful, simply beautiful. Who could resist this woman?
No one. Help me now.
Sure, I've given you my word as a politician, haven't I?
Will you help me anyway?
Fine, just this once. But watch out for Ramon. He's the caretaker here, and if he finds you, he'll make mincemeat out of you. So hurry. Perez's cell is all the way at the end on the left.
The door looks different than the other doors. Most likely it is not a cell, but the room for the caretaker, Ramon. I'd better not go in there, otherwise he will get me. The cell is empty? Is this supposed to be a joke? Or do the staff not know where their patients are at any given time? Isn't there something stuck between the mattress and the frame? There is! A newspaper article. It deals with the new appointment for the post of institution director. Next to the article is a large photograph of that Nicole Charleroi. Looks as if someone tried to break the tiles out of the wall in a certain pattern. But I just can't think what it is supposed to mean. Small grooves in the wall. Almost looks like scratches. There is something in one of the grooves. Those are fingernails. A camera has been mounted up there. Wonder if it works. As long as this Ramon guy isn't here, I really should take my time looking around here. Who knows if I'll have the opportunity to do it later. The mattress is full of yellow and red stains. I don't want to know what caused them. It looks like blood. A camera has been mounted. Sorry, may I disturb you again?
But of course, darling, anytime. I could use a little distraction.
Is the camera in Manuel Perez's cell, is it turned on?
I think so. Charlois mounted it, or more precisely, had it mounted.
Is there anywhere to see what the camera has recorded?
Sure, it would certainly be possible in the control room.
Can I look at it?
No, I can't let anyone in.
Come on, you owe me one.
Sorry, I don't have a key. Only Ramon and the boss have keys.
Perez's cell is empty. Where is your patient?
Empty? What do you mean, empty?
I mean empty. No one there, all gone, little going on there. In short, it's empty.
That can't be. The doctor, she'll kill me.
Does that mean you really don't know where Perez is?
No, Ramon?
Yeah?
Where is Perez?
How come?
He's not in his cell, so where is Perez?
He's gone. I've already informed the doctor. She'll take care of it.
Take care of it? Then will she take care of us too?
I don't think so. She sounded really calm. Don't worry. Nothing's going to happen. I'm going to take care of the patient's beds here first. They need to be changed pretty badly. We'll talk after work, okay?
Yeah, we should do that. Sorry, I didn't know. You heard for yourself. Oh, Lord, watch over us.
Damn. I've flown thousands of miles just to find out that this Perez has disappeared, but I am not giving up that easily. I mean, he can't have dissolved into thin air. Then I'll leave you to your hip swing again. If I manage to attach the canvas correctly, then hopefully the door will not close the next time. A one-legged pirate. He probably lost the other leg in a sea battle. A cat is sitting on his shoulders, and on the cat's head sits a parrot. And the painter immortalized a spider in the upper top corner. What a weird painting. The individual cells can be monitored from here. However, some of the monitors are only flickering. Some have been turned off altogether. The individual cells can be monitored from How am I supposed to unlock this lock? Maybe I'll find a clue to the correct combination somewhere in here. 1, 4, 2, 8. I wonder if the safe will open now. All right! I'm a genius! There are tapes in there with writing on them. A. Carlos, J. Sanchez, S. Martinez, M. Perez. Here it is. I hope that it will help me somehow. I'm really eager to see what's on it.
What are you doing here?
I came to see if you're helping a patient escape.
What do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
Too bad. I don't actually like violence, but you leave me no choice. You'll go down before I do.
No, wait! I don't want to rat you out. I just need to find Manuel Perez really badly. He's my only hope.
Only hope?
Perez was with my father on an expedition many years ago. Now my father disappeared without a trace, and I hope that Perez can help me find him.
Manuel help someone? He's the one who needs to be helped.
How come?
Because he... Never mind. So you really don't want to hurt him?
No, definitely not.
Okay, I'll help you. Just don't tell anyone I did, otherwise I've had it. The doctor doesn't stand for any nonsense.
The doctor doesn't seem to be the most fun person anyway. Why?
You have no idea what they're doing with Perez here?
No, how should I?
He was brought here a few months ago at the request of a guy named Cartuso. He was also the one who put Charles Roy in charge. And then the horror began.
Let me guess. Human experiments?
Yeah? How did you know?
That's not important right now. Do you know what the goals of these experiments are?
No. It's probably because Manuel's disease is somehow special. 2 other people were also flown in, but they disappeared again soon thereafter. It has to be about something big. In the last few months, they've invested nearly $1 million in this asylum. Our salaries doubled in one fell swoop. But money isn't everything, and the price of a human life is too high, in my opinion. I wanted out sooner, but the boss said, whoever wants to get out now is gone forever. So I lost my confidence.
I understand, but I need to find Perez badly. The longer it takes me to find my father, the greater the probability that he...
Okay, I'll help you. Perez is hidden in a rock cave not very far from here, but you can't take him with you. I'll come in a couple of hours and take care of him. I know a lot of people here who will hide us.
Agreed. Take care of yourself, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Are you Manuel Perez? Hello? Can you understand me? I don't know if he understands me, but when I addressed him, he looked me in the eyes and smiled, almost as if he recognized me. This Evank in the Tunguska region reacted the same way. Maybe he really did recognize somebody, namely, my father. My father disappeared. He was probably kidnapped. I take it that the reason he was kidnapped had something to do with his past. You worked with him for so many years. Do you know of anything that could, after so long a time, catch up to him? It's obvious he wants to tell me something, but I have no idea what. What did they do to you in the Institute? And more importantly, why? What did they want from you? He appears to be afraid of the subject. He must have experienced some bad things in the hospital. I shouldn't torture him with it any further, even if it is important to me. What happened back then during the Tunguska expedition? Try to remember. It could be very important. Either he can't remember anything, or he does not want to talk about it. The hiding place is relatively safe. Nevertheless, I hope that Ramon picks up Perez quickly and takes good care of him. The hiding place is... The poor guy is in a terrible... This isn't working. I have to come up with another... I'll just take the picture with me again. Maybe Perez can put his thoughts down to paper somehow, since he obviously cannot express himself in words. It's worth a try. Perez drew some kind of symbol. I have no idea what it's supposed to mean, but it doesn't appear to be chaotic scribbling. The symbol can be recognized clearly and plainly, and the lines are so straight, as if they had been drawn with a ruler. Now the only question that remains is how that is going to help me. I'm going to send Max a text message and a picture of the symbol. Maybe he has an idea.
Morangi must live here somewhere nearby, if he's still alive. Hopefully the locals can help me. The motorcycle I rented at the airport. Hello there. Why are you fishing in this weather?
You don't have the first clue about fishing, do you?
No, not really. Why?
Because the fish bite the best in weather like this. You can see my bucket. That's my catch in just the last 3 hours.
Even if I was able to catch 30 roast doves and wild pigs with apples in their mouths within 3 hours, I would never voluntarily sit outside in weather like this. I'm looking for a man named Morangi. Can you help me?
Sure. Old Ken lives over there, on his island.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot. How can I get there? Is there a ferry? Or a bridge?
Nah, there aren't any bridges. And no ship is going to go out in this weather.
Is that your boat over there?
Yes.
Can I borrow it for a second?
I really don't need it at the moment. But perhaps you could do me a favor in return.
Sure. What?
My buddy Stefan visited me this morning and now I'm all out of whiskey again.
Now I should get some for you? Why don't you just get some from the bar around the corner?
Why don't you just swim to the island?
Touché. So it's a trade-off. The whiskey for the boat?
Yeah, that sounds fair.
That door in the cliff, do you know what's behind it?
The cellar of old Stevie's pub.
Is there any way to get in there?
You have any idea how often I've tried that already? The cellar contains at least a year's supply of whiskey, but O'Brien, the old skinflint, keeps it under lock and key. He always says a barkeeper shouldn't give away his goods. We used to barter fish for whiskey. But one time a red herring got accidentally mixed in with the delivery. He's been pissed and rants something about industrial fish ever since. But the damage was minimal.
In that case, tight lines.
Thanks.
Nobody'll miss it. The motorcycle I rented at the airport. Oh, full house? Maybe I should have made a reservation. Hello. Nice weather we're having today, isn't it?
What? It's raining cats and dogs.
It was supposed to be a joke.
Yeah, real funny.
Well, this should be fun. I'm looking for a man named Morangi.
Good for you.
What I meant to say was, can you tell me where I can find him?
If you mean old Ken Morangi, he lives on this island.
Island? How can I get there?
Ask Folly. He's probably down by the water fishing.
Not a lot going on here.
It's okay.
Do you always have so few guests?
Some of my regulars are dead, and the walk-in customers aren't here yet.
Walk-in customers?
Truck drivers who are driving their goods to the markets in the neighboring villages. Every once in a while, they stop, have 3 to 12 whiskeys, and then continue their journey.
3 to 12 whiskeys?
Yeah, that's what I said.
And how often do they come by?
Every day they bring fruit and vegetables. I really don't understand who needs that stuff when you can have liquid vegetables.
Do guests frequently fall asleep in the bar?
Sure, but Klaus is particularly difficult, because once he's asleep, it's hard to wake him up again.
Is there a trick to it?
Sure, if you stick something to eat in front of his nose.
Then he'll wake up?
If he likes it, then chances are he will.
What is he like?
He used to be a sailor. He doesn't eat anything but fish. But actually, I'm always happy when he falls asleep, because then I don't have to sit with him and listen to the same sailor stories again and again.
I would like a fish.
Me too.
Am I correct to assume that you are trying to tell me in your charming way that you don't have any?
Yep.
I need a bottle of whiskey. How much?
For you? 1,000.
I probably shouldn't ask which currency. I probably won't like the answer.
No.
Don't you want to do business?
Sure. 1,000 is good business.
It's a little too expensive, don't you think?
A special reduced price. Just for my friends.
For some incomprehensible reason, my potential towards aggression is skyrocketing. If I don't pull myself together, I might do something I regret. How can I get into the cellar?
Take the key, unlock the door, and go in. Anyone can do it. Even people like you, if you have the right key.
Now, you're a real comedian, aren't you?
Yup.
Thanks for the friendly chat.
My pleasure.
I think I'll take that with me. It has obviously already fulfilled its function with a nice gentleman here. If I'm gonna put the shield into the fireplace, there should at least be some kind of reason for it. You can't eat that many fish by yourself, can you?
Are you worried about my health, or do you just want to scrounge up a fish?
Well, to tell the truth.
Go ahead and take one. I'm sure I'll catch a couple more.
Oh, thank you very much. A tin advertising sign for an island sightseeing tour by boat. Definitely not by that weather, though. I'm gonna use your fireplace to grill the fish. Of course, you could probably do it a lot better than I can, but you probably have more important things to do.
Yes, of course. Go right ahead.
The metal is much too hot. The metal is much too hot. The water is completely evaporated. There's only a layer of salt left over. Dinner is served, my lord.
Fish? I smell fish. What? Lemon's missing. Barkeep, bring me some lemon. A fish without lemon is like a bottle without whiskey. Barkeep?
Hello. I know that you have a lot to do, but can I bother you again?
If you have to.
Yes. You probably don't have any lemons, right?
My compliments. You learn fast.
Well, what else can I do?
For Klaus?
Yes, he won't eat his fish without lemon.
Bring me one, and I may even cut it for you.
You're my hero. Thanks for the friendly chat.
My pleasure. Here comes the truck with the goods for the market. Maybe he'll stop, and you can have the company you want. Oh, the truck driver appears to be new. He doesn't know his route and can't read any road signs. Oh, kids these days.
I hope nothing bad has happened. I should probably check on the driver. I'm in luck. The truck driver appears to have made the turn. I would have never forgiven myself if something had happened to him. Only healthy stuff. And I'm lucky. It even includes a lemon. Here, you can give it to your eloquent guest, if your valuable time allows it.
Oh, he will definitely be pleased, and hopefully, then he'll shut his mouth for a while. Here's your lemon.
It's about time. Come and join me.
Never expect thanks for anything.
If I do it quickly and unobtrusively, hopefully the barkeeper won't notice. Let's see if he tastes the difference.
Man, Klaus, watching you eat this whole time is making me hungry. I'm gonna go grab some whiskey.
It looks as if he actually noticed the difference. One thing's for sure, this action is a key scene in this little adventure. There's a padlock on the door. The board is nailed down. Is the offer with the boat and the whiskey still good?
Sure.
Then I have something for you.
Thanks. It won't last very long. But I wanted to head out in a while anyway. I'll just take off as soon as the bottle is empty. Please just tie the boat back up once you're done with it.
Sure, no problem. And thanks a lot. You've helped me more than you can imagine.
You too.
God, everything here is completely overgrown and looks rather run down. I wonder if Morangi still really lives here.
Hello? Hello? Is someone there? Help me!
What are you doing down there?
They locked me in down here. Please help me and get me out of here.
Sure. But how?
No idea. Think of something. But I've sprained my ankle and I'm not 30 anymore. So don't just throw me a rope. I never managed to be able to climb one back when I was in school.
Is there a ladder here somewhere?
I'm afraid not. But there's a door down here that I can't open. Maybe you can find a way to open it from the outside.
Sure, no problem. How can I get to that door?
You're going to laugh, but I have no idea. I've never been down here before, and I have no idea how to get to the well from the castle. There must be a secret passage or something like that somewhere.
You're Ken Morangi, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Lord Morangi. Why?
If you live here, you should know your way around here, shouldn't you?
Well, I always thought that too.
Okay, I'll take a look around.
Thanks a lot.
I'll give it a try. Maybe I was King Arthur in a previous life. Oh, that surprises me a little bit. Yikes. I only wanted to close the window shutter, and already I'm holding the whole thing in my hand. This place really needs a major overhaul. I believe this is the last resting place of one of Lord Morangi's ancestors. The painting is of Lord William Morangi, who lived here from 1270 to 1305. What an impressive guy. The chain moved a bit. I think I'd better release the lever again, otherwise the chandelier that's hanging from the chain will fall down. What was that? Sounds like I accidentally triggered some kind of mechanism again. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again. So, what do we have here? Knee socks? Long underwear? Nothing here that I might covet from the owner. Oops, what's this? A passageway. There are a few steps down into a dark passage. It smells rather moldy. I wonder what's waiting for me down there. There's a niche in the rock, but I can't see if there's something in it from here. There's a niche in the rock. A real torture chamber. I think something like this in a museum is really amusing. But when I look around here and imagine that people really were tortured to death here, I don't find it so funny anymore. I think I'd better take the coin out of the fire again, otherwise the gold will flow into the forge. The tip easily penetrated the gold coin. I think I'd better not imagine how it would look if I were stuck between these thorns. Please, row across the lake twice, and already my arms are ready to fall off. I really should exercise more. Anyway, it's just lying around here, in the way. I've now wedged the spear tips into the vise without mutilating my fingers. The ultimate proof that one never ceases to learn in life. I'm gonna try to saw the board into a tolerable size with the tips of the spears. This is grave desecration, and to top it off is completely senseless grave desecration. I mean, I don't go to the graveyard and desecrate old graves, do I? Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again. This is how I could separate the two pieces that are wedged tightly. I'm actually quite happy with my figure as it is at the moment. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again. I can't imagine that the lord of the castle wore a simple chain around his neck. The door cannot be opened. There's a small key in it. The pictures appear to be very old. It's quite possible that the land here looked like this a couple hundred years ago. Most of the books don't really interest me, but here's a book about haunted castles. It talks about Morangi's castle. It says that there's a rumor that William Morangi, who lived from 1270 to 1305, was buried without the usual customs and traditions, and they even refused to give him a funeral pyre. He was entombed in a sarcophagus wearing only a simple robe and his family's amulet. They say he's been walking through the castle and seeking revenge on intruders after midnight ever since. Even if I don't believe in ghost stories, I should probably finish rescuing Morangi from the well before midnight. I'll pour lamp oil into the groove that goes once around the sarcophagus. Let's give good old Lord Morangi a well-earned cremation. Maybe the story about him being a ghost here is actually true because he wasn't given a suitable burial. What was that? Did it suddenly get really cold in here, or is it just me? Did I just imagine that, or... Excuse me, Lord Morangi. I have to save one of your descendants. And I hope that your amulet will help me. This won't work. I need something else that can help me to attach the amulet to the chain. I pulled the wire through the small eyelet of the amulet. If I turn the other end of the wire into the chain, it should hold. Sounds like I triggered some kind of mechanism again.
You found a way. Thank you very much.
Are you all right?
I think so. But my left leg is killing me.
Wait, I'll help you.
That would be nice. I could barely make it to my office on my own. You have to admit, the story you just told me sounds a little unbelievable. First, Vladimir's kidnapping, then a mysterious conspiracy, and then men in black robes. On the other hand, the story is so unbelievable that you can't be making it up.
So you'll help us?
Little Nina is in Cuba with Manuel Perez right now?
Yes, she just sent a picture to my cell phone. I can't understand it, though. Maybe you'll have better luck.
Yes, I've seen this symbol before, but it's been a long time. Vladimir contacted me out of the blue many years after our Tunguska expedition. He wrote in a mysterious letter that he had made a sensational discovery and needed my help. Several years earlier, he had examined a metallic fragment that had been found in the Tunguska region. You've probably never heard of the Kalenkov report, have you?
Just in general. It has something to do with extraterrestrial material, right?
Yes, but that's only half the truth.
What do you mean?
Manuel Perez, who wrote the report with Vladimir, discovered this exact symbol engraved on the surface of the fragment.
You mean there were symbols on the fragment?
Vladimir wasn't sure since the surface was so severely damaged. During further investigation, he discovered something in the archives of the Academy of Science in Moscow. It was in a report about the research expeditions of an English scientist who apparently discovered disc-shaped artifacts made of unknown material in 1947 during an expedition. This researcher, Evans was his name, described the same material properties that Vladimir had observed on the Tunguska fragment. That alone was a hot lead. But as soon as he saw a sketch Evans had made, it took his breath away.
Why? Please continue.
The artifact was covered with unfamiliar symbols. One of the symbols was the same symbol that Perez and Vladimir had discovered on the Tunguska fragment.
Phew. Sounds exciting. Where did the discs come from? And where did this Evans guy find it?
That's also what Vladimir wanted to know. But he couldn't find anything in the Moscow Academy's records. That is why he contacted me. Vladimir had found out that Evans had died recently, and his personal notes and journals were supposed to be auctioned off in London. He asked me to get the documents for him, since he couldn't leave Russia at that time.
And did you get the documents? Where did this metal disc come from?
I sent Vladimir an encoded copy of the journals. I still have the originals here.
Really? Can I see them?
Just a minute. They have to be here somewhere.
Nina, I have news.
Could this Morangi be of help to us?
I have to say yes. Do you know about your father's expedition to China? To be more exact, to the Himalayas.
He took a lot of trips before my mother's death. It's possible that he was also in the Himalayas. Why?
I think that he was looking for something there and maybe even found it. Maybe that's also the reason he disappeared.
I don't get it.
I'm gonna send you a few things to your cell phone. You better get going right away. I'll meet you in your father's apartment. Nina still isn't here. I'll give her a call and see where she is. Oh, I have a voicemail message. That's probably Nina, running a little late.
This is Kansky. I really hope you're getting this message. We have to meet urgently. It's very important. I can't go into details at the moment. I think I'm being followed. I'll try to lose the guys and then go to the museum. Please hurry. I have reason to believe that you're in great danger. I have to go. Somebody's coming. I'll wait for you at the museum.
What is Kansky doing here again? I really don't want to run into him again. On the other hand, the message sounded important. But what if it's a trap? I'll probably regret it, but maybe he really does have information that could help us. Nina isn't here yet, and the museum isn't that far away, so I'll just head over there.
Yes.
We've managed to track them. We know where the hideout is.
Are you sure?
The information is absolutely reliable.
Very good. You must go there immediately. I'll tell Professor Charleroi that she should prepare the last phase of the project.
Okay. Once I've found it, what will happen to the girl and her friend?
Well, those two could actually be a problem. Take care of it.
Oh my god, that's Kansky! I don't feel a pulse. He's dead. What have I gotten myself into? Kidnapping was bad enough, but murder? I should get out of here.
Max Gruber,
Yes.
get in, please.
What's keeping Max? He should have already been here by now.
Maybe he had a more pressing engagement.
How come? What do you mean?
You really don't know? Love really does make you blind.
What?
Think about it. Your father disappears. Max sits in the next office and says he didn't notice.
He had his music.
Who urged you to go home and wait for your father there?
It was Max. So what?
So what? Have you already forgotten that's where someone knocked you out?
No, but...
And then the attempt on the train. This has to have something to do with you or your father. That's clear, isn't it?
Yes, but...
Your father wasn't on board. And who knew you were on the train, other than us?
I know that all sounds strange, but...
Nina, wake up. I don't know who Max is working for or what he's up to, but he's playing some kind of evil game, and he's playing it at your expense.
Do you think we should...
Forget Max. I know you like him, but he was only using you. If we don't go now, he'll win the game, and your father will lose.
Maybe you're right. So what do we do now?
The trail to your father leads to the Himalayas, and at least we have parts from a travel journal by this Evans. We should be able to use it to find the hidden caves of those mysterious mountain people.
And then what? That won't bring my father back.
I know, but I'm sure this strange alien artifact has something to do with your father's disappearance. I admit, we most likely won't find your father in the Himalayas, but at least we have another lead.
Yeah, I know. It's just that I'm so very tired.
Do you want to give up on your father?
No, you're right. Let's go. wonder these caves are unknown. Without the exact information from Evan's report, no one would ever find their way up here.
Let's hope that you are right. We are, you know, in the border area, and I really do not want to make the acquaintance of overly nervous border patrols. I'll stay at the entrance and keep an eye out. Let me know when you have found something.